to meet you. All right, let's pan over to here. David Lee presenting David with the pendant. A lot of good sportsmanship all around. Woo! All right. David has finally done it. Do what? I can't understand you. You should come over here and have an interview. Come on. All right. As David comes over here, amazing matchups today. Insane tournament. That is probably the best. I'm not just saying because it was the most recent one. It was the best matchups I have seen in a tournament yet. That was an insane day. Very interesting. You really came out of the gate strong. And there were a couple times that, it looked like in the tournament that you weren't quite going to make it, but you doubled down. You dug your heels in. And now you finally won a tournament that you've tried to win for so long. How do you feel? You going to go to Disney World?
I don't know about that. But it does feel really good. It's been a lot of effort. I'm not going to say I walked in here just, not having prepared. I definitely took some time, got good.
GUD.
This was definitely a win for blood, sweat, tears kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you've clearly worked really hard on your game.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. This game is not easy. It's not something you learn in a day. It's something that takes just a lot of little incremental steps, and it feels good to have seen all that pay off. I'm sad that I didn't get to face these two.
Lee
I feel like
and Jacob?
Lee and Jacob. I feel like it kind of doesn't invalidate my loss, but
your
it
loss.
Is kind of,
Are you used to saying?
Or sorry, my win. You know what I mean. I think they'll probably hold it over me. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you beat everyone that they beat. In fact, you sent Umo to Luge's bracket, who beat Lee, and then Umo came back. Yeah, and Jacob, who came back to beat you, and yet couldn't. You beat him again.
Right.
So,
right.
how could they think that they could beat you now?
Well, I think at least one of them will have plenty of Johns ready for Monday. Maybe even tonight, tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Do you mean Jacob?
Jacob, yes.
Yes. There's a
the
little
other
rivalry between you two, but it's not really a rivalry if you keep beating him.
Well, I've said for a long time that, I respect my opponents. Jacob sucks. And I just realized after a long time that I should just learn how to beat him.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that, and I think that in that process of just examining where I was losing and why, I just started to improve rapidly. And that really made a huge difference. And I think today we saw it. I made a lot less mistakes. I think the matches against Adam showed what I've learned, because believe it or not, they play very similarly.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah, they do. It's not that Adam is gimmicky like Jacob is. It's just that both of those characters punish you for approaching. So if you do it badly, then you get wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that definitely showed.
Let's talk a little bit about Umo, because you had to face him twice in this tournament, and he was definitely the competitor that I was very surprised at him coming in here and just wrecking face, really.
Right. I have nothing but respect for him. Great opponent, great player, loves the game. He's phenomenal. Honestly, I think it came down to just who was the better player at the end of the day. And today that was me. Tomorrow that could be him.
Yeah, both of you definitely seemed like you were pretty well on the same par. It looked like it was a lot of back and forth there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
A lot of congratulations for the winner here. Yeah, nice to meet you, man. So,
that was hilarious.
I wish you'd have had the camera on that.
Yeah.
His face. Sorry.
Yeah, Adam was
so,
great.
So what happened was someone walked by Lee, messed with his head while he was playing Jake, and made him take his stock. Unofficial match, of course, but
Yeah, and
still
so-
playing. But yeah, Adam, definitely a great player, definitely very consistent, seemed like he had a lot of sportsmanship. Definitely someone I would love to see back here
Yeah,
competing
sure.
in the future.
yeah. I think now that he kind of knows us, knows that we're competitive, we're not, a bunch of scrubs, and we're kind of on his level, right? Like, it's competitive for
Yeah.
him, but it's not like you're playing top players in the nation. I think
Right.
that makes a big difference. So.
Yeah. So I've heard that you've said something to the effect of that you're going to be at Evo.
Me? No.
Yes. Did
I
you
suck.
mean spectating or playing?
I meant rooting on all the people who are better than me.
Okay.
Which is all of them.
I just wanted that on the record if that was
Yeah.
what had been said.
I'm pretty bad. So.
Well, definitely an amazing bunch of gameplay today. I was really surprised at how you took on Benton like so quickly. It was just bam, bam, bam. I
Yeah.
thought there was going to be more resistance from Benton. What do you think about that?
Are you saying about like how the set went just 3-0?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Benton's a phenomenal player. I think if Benton had like more of a winning attitude, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna prepare for months, get better at this game. It's gonna be like something I just do continuously. I think this would be a different story today. Benton is just limitless potential. He's really good at this game. But I think that ultimately today what happened was I was just more prepared. I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to play him, and that strategy panned out. So I think Benton is all reaction sometimes, which doesn't work for him always.
Yeah. No, he's a very good player. I was fully expecting, and who knows, maybe had he not had to give the win to Umo in the losers bracket, maybe Benton would have versed you again.
Right. I'll also say that, Benton played Calvin first, and then he played Crystal, and then he played me. So I feel like, whereas I played Adam, and then I played him, I was much more warm, maybe.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Could be.
His path to grand finals was easy, but it also kind of like was a.
He wasn't honing his edge as much as you were during the tournament.
I just feel like it was just a shock moving from, some of our less skilled players to like me. So
Very good. Well, had you versed Jacob or Lee directly, do you think this would be a different story? Do you think you'd have went to losers had you faced one of them directly?
So I think that's an interesting question. If Lee plays Fox, I will beat him every time. There is nothing his Fox can do to me to win at this point. Maybe if he keeps working on it, different story. And today he didn't bring a Sheik, and he won't play Sheik unless he has practiced the heck out of that character beforehand. So I think today, even his Sheik would have been not a problem. So that just leaves his Marth, and I've been beating his Marth. So I think Lee wasn't really. I don't think that would have been a problem. Jacob, on the other hand, I'm beating a Samus pretty regularly, but his Sheik is definitely a problem. And I think if you go back and you watch the recording for my match with Benton, you can definitely see where there's some holes in that area. So
Do you think you'll be working on those holes for the next tournament?
I'd like to be, I'd like to be improving even more.
Very good. So you actually brought up an interesting point. Lee didn't use his Sheik today.
Right.
So why do you think that is?
I think there's been a lot of grumblings from our group about certain characters which are really cheap, so to speak. I think he wanted to show that he doesn't need Sheik, which I think is true. I don't think he needs Sheik, but I do think he needs a lot more time to prepare a Fox, get it ready. For him today, this is just a test, a soak test, essentially. You can see how he does. And I think that makes sense because Skylar isn't here.
Very true. Yeah, I think Skylar not being in the mix was definitely very different of how things turned out with a lot of people. That have definitely changed the dynamic. And who knows what's going to happen. Lee, switching away from Sheik to do a Fox. Was unexpected to me. Like I didn't know he was going to do that. And so, but you're saying that if he practiced more Fox, it's probably going to be a very good contender for the champion. Because you're the champion now.
I think Lee is going to have a hard time staying relevant as we move forward. It's going to take a lot more just effort, and I think his primary strategy for preparation of just practicing by himself, not exposing himself to us in an attempt to stay a surprise, I think that's bad. I think that doesn't work. You have to know what's going to go right and what's going to go wrong so you can improve. Right? And I think his reads aren't as effective as they used to be because we're all much better.
I see. Well, that's a good point, and clearly, your mindset, your opinions on things coming into the game today is what helped you win. And you've done a lot of work for it. You finally achieved something that you've wanted to for so long. You weren't the one that defeated the demon Lee directly. So maybe you're not quite the hero yet. Maybe you're more of like a supporting hero.
So Adam's the hero?
I think Adam's the hero.
He is the hero of time.
He is exactly. So there you go. So, but I would like to see maybe some grudge matches or something in the future before the next tournament.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Proving that you can be the hero and that you sent Umo to defeat Lee because, being David the Prophet, you knew that that's what it needed to take in order to have this chain of events happen to where you then also came to win because Lee was in losers and you didn't want to go to losers bracket.
No.
So you had to send someone there that could do it.
Right. No, that's not. No. Hang on a second. I got to take this call.
Yeah, go for it. Well, congratulations on the win. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Clash 3, Clash of the Titans. David had to run, and Adam, I think, left something, and he can't get back in the building, so he had to call David. But it's been an amazing time. We've seen a lot of great matchups. We've seen a lot of great players and some new players. And the tournament keeps growing. We hope it keeps growing. If you notice, we didn't do a casual bracket this time. We only did competitive. And that's something that we're probably going to keep pursuing for a little while. So you're going to keep seeing really amazing matchups. Feel free to get in contact whenever this video gets uploaded. Get in contact with the person that uploaded it. If you'd be interested in being in one of these competitive tournaments, you do need to be competitive, of course. But the tournament is growing. Players are getting better. It isn't so crazy that you need to be Evo level, but it isn't casual at all. There's definitely some good play here, as you've seen. So definitely get in touch. We'd love to have you. It's a very welcoming community here. I'm Nathan Wright, your commentator, signing off. Again, Clash 3. What an amazing time. See you next time.